Hi, this is Ted, a volunteer with the FHCA for 16 years. The City of Kitchener wants to update the affiliation agreement that it has with neighborhood associations. This agreement is robust and has been working since 2002. Report CSD 2023-125 uses a one-size-fits-all approach that clearly does not apply to the different neighborhoods across the city. The report focuses on programming, which is not the point of the affiliation agreement. The purpose of the agreement is clearly stated. In its responsibility to a healthy community, the City of Kitchener has a commitment to encourage volunteerism and citizen leadership. To encourage this activity, the City provides support to affiliated neighborhood groups that are formed to initiate and maintain a range of community-based activities to improve the quality of life in the city. This is not a policy for the delivery of programs. Only 50% of neighborhood associations offer programs from a community center. It's not the reason for their existence. Stanley Park Community Association is not typical, and when included in the count, it distorts the data. It offers 35% of programs, 635 last year, far exceeding all other NAs. When taken out of the data, all the other data looks more even. With Stanley Park out, the top quarter of the NAs only have 35% of programs offered. And the percentage of all programming happening at centers above the City of Kitchener median household income evens out with those that are below that median household income. Any problems are not with the affiliation agreement itself, which covers all NAs equally. Incorporated NAs are not-for-profit organizations that contribute substantially to the community in several ways, not only financially, but with goodwill and infrastructure. The city's not doing NAs a favor by allowing them to use city-owned facilities. NAs work with the city using city-owned facilities to build a healthy community. There are some good ideas in the report. Some of the ideas are things the NAs are already doing. The mandatory inclusion support worker, the review of program registration processes, opening on weekends, marketing campaign. These are good ideas, and none of them require a change to the affiliation agreement. City councillor and staff to attend board meetings. City councillors and staff have always been welcome at board meetings. It shouldn't be mandated. It doesn't require any changes to the affiliation agreement. Changes to the booking guidelines. Booking is a separate issue from the affiliation agreement. In order to ensure a fair and equitable process for all partners, changes should be made in consultation with NAs and not unilaterally. The equity, inclusion, and anti-racism policy. The city's current initiative is for staff and direct volunteers. NA volunteers are not direct volunteers. What is proposed in this report is actually more than what is expected of direct volunteers under the recommendations of the report COR 2021-20. This would also be a condition that no other group using city-owned facilities would be subject to. This should not be a condition of affiliation, but an option offered by the city to any NAs who wish to avail themselves of the training, and not just to those who offer programming or programming above a specific dollar amount. Multi-year partnerships. The current affiliation agreement is already a multi-year partnership. Creating another level of multi-year partnerships only serves to reduce what all NAs already have, and creates a burdensome level of administration. Expanding the leisure access program to include NAs. So a single parent with 3 children currently has access to a maximum dollar amount per year from the city through the leisure access program. Many NAs currently provide discounts to leisure card holders in addition to the $400 that they receive for city programs. If the card holder maxes out their annual amount at the city, they still receive discounts from the NA, since NA programs are not directly funded by the city. Some NAs can only offer 10%, others are able to offer significantly more. The FHCA currently offers 100% on the first program and 50% on the next. This additional discount would be wiped out by leisure access covering the NA programs, and cardholders would actually receive less dollars to spend on programming. Expanding the program would end up being detrimental to communities in need. This must be looked at further before implementing. As a non-profit organization incorporated in Ontario, financial reporting and adhering to one's own policies and procedures is regulated by the Ontario government. Any incorporated NA must under law be fiscally responsible and provide a means of reporting its finances to its members. The City is currently kept aware of an incorporated NA's financial records along with the NA's membership. The process is already completely transparent. Reinvestment policy. For my NA, the FHCA, the policy for reinvesting in the community is contained within the budget. This is readily available as per our policies regulated by the Ontario government. These financial conditions would only be applicable to NAs who offer programming. To make this a condition of affiliation is not appropriate, considering that it would not apply to all NAs. Surrendering assets to the City upon dissolution. NAs regularly support the community with excess funds under specific plans guided by their own mandates. The City and the community at large are always the beneficiaries of these funds. All money goes back to the community. For a corporation, there are already rules in place at the provincial level for non-profit organizations, which could render such a condition in the affiliation agreement illegal and unenforceable. Plus, the condition is entirely unnecessary, considering that the likelihood of an incorporated NA ceasing to exist is extremely remote. To conclude, the affiliation agreement was meant to encourage volunteering and community involvement. Some of the proposed changes here do the opposite. The majority of the current proposed terms were discussed previously with NAs and rejected. They have been repackaged without any input from the NAs involved. A survey was provided only after the major decisions were made. If this is a partnership, then NAs need to have a voice at the table when the agreement is being written and not provided with a survey after the fact. I urge City Council to give NAs the opportunity to provide their feedback and input into the process, or we will end up with a wholly imperfect document that betrays the purpose of the original agreement. Thank you for your time.